What an absolutely thriller of a match we witnessed between India and Bangladesh, which went right down to the wire till the very last over. One was wondering who was going to cross the line. In the end, it was India, but that was also because the weather gods were smiling at the men in blue. That is right. The turning point being how rain stopped play, and when Bangladeshis came back, the turning point was that run out by Rahul. But so much to discuss. The big point that India now getting closer to the semi-final stage. I mean, this is how wonderful cricket is, because at one point you felt that India's campaign that was going so well was it suddenly took you back to 2007, and you're wondering, could Bangladesh be the team yet again to knock India out of that race for the semi-finals? But in the end, it turned out to be the other way. Ashok Malhotra is here with me to look back on what was a fantastic match, sir. This was a tense match, and India, I don't think Indian fans would have expected this. I don't think Bangladesh would have expected this. But in the end, we've got to thank the rain. Weather gods have to be thanked for this.
Yeah, definitely the way Liton Das played, the way he played, he almost took the game away, at least the power play away from Team India, because he took apart most of our fast bowlers, beat Shami, beat Bhuvneshwar Kumar, even Ashdeep, the only over he bowled, he went for very many. So he played magnificently. But the thing is, it was like a flash in the pan. Bangladesh does not have the firepower or arsenal in the dugout. You know, because they're missing the Tamim Iqbal, the Mushfiqur Rahmans, and the Mahmudullahs, who were, I would say, close to world class. Now the new guys are not good enough. Once Liton Das went out, and the bottom fell off Bangladesh, lost 4 wickets for 9 runs, and that was the end of it. You know, I know that Sohan and Taskin tried to bring it forward, but it was a game long gone kind of a thing. But yes, they did compete well. They fought very well. You got to appreciate that. But I had no doubt in my mind. Maybe I'm being clever after the event is over, but I had no doubt in my mind that India is a much, much better team. And if it would have been a full match, there was going to be no match, because then they don't have any direction as far as Bangladesh is concerned.
But sir, but sir, the way Liton Das was going, I mean, we've got to give credit to how well he batted against what was a brilliant bowling attack, you know, by India. I mean, they got off to a flyer. I think there were 60 in their 6 overs in the power plays. And Liton Das eventually got out for 60 off just 27 deliveries. I don't think India was expecting that kind of an assault from Liton Das.
Yeah, we were taken aback. You know, the way he fired us, the way he went hammer and tongs after our bowling, and 69 after 7. You know, and there were 17 runs ahead if there wouldn't have been there would have been no play.
Yeah.
So that was a cause of worry. You could see some worried faces in the Indian dugout when the rain was pouring down. So, but the fact was, they also knew if the games get started, then they will win. And they knew the average of 9, 10 and over with this batting lineup which Bangladesh has, except for Shagi. They don't have any world-class players. They all have players who have just come out of under 19 ranks, under 22 ranks, and they're not international class players. So that showed, you know. So that is what happened. I think either they got no rules, or they don't have any kind of a strategy, because everybody was trying to go for a big hit. Nobody is trying to turn ones into twos into threes, and pick up a boundary every over. They're trying to hit sixes. You don't win matches with trying to hit sixes, and that is where they hold out.
Okay, let's talk about India's batting then. 184 was the total that India set, and finally Rahul scoring runs. He scored a 50. How impressed were you by his batting?
See, he's always impressive when he gets good. I mean, he was in full flow today. The number of shots he plays, only he can play. Not very many can play. There is no doubt about his talent. But the talent has to be turned into runs. You know, I know he is the preferred boy for the management. You know, where others waiting in the wing, they don't get even a look. So that is what we talk about when you say, if one guy gets 10 matches, the other guy doesn't get a game or a knock-in, then you can't compare those two. But good for Team India, as we said before in the show. If he gets going, it's good for Team India. I hope he gets back in his form, his mentality gets better. He starts playing the way he played today. And I hope something rubs on our skipper Rohit Sharma.
That's right, Rohit Sharma again getting out for cheap scorer. But Virat Kohli, how good has he been in this tournament and how he loves batting in Adelaide. I mean, look at his scores in Adelaide. And in fact, in the post-match presentation, when he was given Man of the Match award, he was asked about Adelaide and he said, you know, I just feel at home here. This is one place, I know Melbourne was special, the kind of innings I played there, but this is one place where I've always felt at home and I can't explain it. But the thing that stands out for me, sir, and you can elaborate with Virat Kohli in the way he batted today as well, is I think he just knows what he needs to do now. You know, in different parts of the innings, in his own knock, he knows how to pace his knock so well, which was something that we were wondering whether Virat Kohli is going to be able to do it in T20s. But he, in this World Cup, has shown that he can accelerate, he can slow down, you know. He showed intent right up. Of course, there was few edges that could have gone either way. When Suryakumar Yadav came in, he slowed down, said, you know what, you go about because I can't match you. Then accelerated. Just love the way he knows his game now and knows what he can do.
See, his mentality is very clear now. His mind is very clear. There are no pockets. You know, initially, he was trying to hit the ball from ball one. That is not Virat. We have seen Virat Kohli who builds an inning. And then later on, he explodes. This is exactly what he did. You know, he plays patiently till the 13th over, 14th over, and then he knows I can play big. You know, that is exactly what is happening. That is why not only he scores runs, he consistently scores runs, which is a lesson for the budding youngsters who think T20 cricket is a slam bam thing. You know, it is not. You know, so somewhere along the line, now we have seen vintage Virat Kohli is back. You know, like if I would be Kohli, I would be saying, I'm back. You know, that kind of a thing, and genuinely. And till Virat is there, you know, he's like our bank. You know, we can bank on him, and whenever things are down, we know he can bail us out. And plus, not to forget, today, a little cameo by Suryakumar Yadav, but he's awesome. He takes the pressure off Virat Kohli. He needs somebody like that to bat at the other end. So they complement each other. And that is why they're making some good partnership and accelerating the run.
That's right. Now, Virat Kohli at the post-match he also said this, that he tried to show his intent. He said that I wanted to go quicker right from the word go, even if that meant that I was taking risks. And I think that's where those edges we saw, which is something that we haven't seen from him in the tournament. But the other thing he said was that he's in a happy place, which you've been saying as well, sir, that he's very comfortable in where he finds himself right now. He thinks that, you know, he has no pressure, no stress of captaincy, no stress of wanting to prove himself to anybody. He's just in a really comfortable space. But the part that stands out, which you were again talking about, was when he said, I knew as soon as I got to know that the World Cup was in Australia, I was grinning from year to year, because I know that in Australia, unlike in India, you need good cricketing shots to survive. And I knew I have the game to be able to do that. And which is exactly what you're saying, that most of the players here, if they are trying to go for just big shots of sixes, you know, just looking for boundaries, would find it difficult to come up with a good score here.
Yeah, definitely so. And you know, Virat forgot to tell that he is in good space and he's in good form. You know, before he was not in good form. The Knicks were, today were a couple of Knicks which just missed the fielder and went for four. If it would have been the old form, it would have gone straight to hand. That is what happens when you're struggling with form. And now he's in good form. You know, so he's getting runs. And good thing is, he has taken his mind off, you know, captaincy. You know, he was more worried about the captaincy to start with. It is like as a past life. Now he is happy in his new life. He doesn't want to be a captain again. He wants to be probably the best batsman in the world once again, which speaks very well, which speaks good for Team India and speaks volume for how good. And another thing which I will say is still have that hunger. He still have that hunger for runs that he wants to prove a point to a lot of critics, a lot of as so-called experts. And, you know, so, but the fact is, Virat is Virat. Virat is the Virat player. We
Yeah.
know, and it is, we all change. We ghumao our topi, but the fact is, we can never
Yeah.
write off a great man.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also mentioned Suryakumar Yadav, sir, yet again striking at 187. The world can be struggling around him. His strike rate is above 115 every game. 187, 30 of 16 deliveries, which obviously made a huge difference, including the innings from Ashwin, where he scored 13 of 6. But Dinesh Karthik, yet again, I just want to bring that up. He yet again was unable to finish the game in the way that is expected of him. And he came at the right time, that was the time when he's expected to come and finish the game, and he wasn't able to do it.
See, we can, after the World Cup, we can say we rest our case, the way Dinesh Karthik is doing. Because playing in IPL is a different ball game, playing on smaller ground, playing against bowlers, there are only one world-class bowler in the opposition or two world-class bowlers. Now there are all world-class bowlers and bigger grounds. That is the main problem. It is bigger ground. And either you try to improvise, which Suryakumar Yadav does. So that is what it is. Another thing in which I want to talk about Suryakumar Yadav is, I think he's becoming a little bit too cocky. That is on my, the way he was trying to tell the crowd it is Virat Kohli. I think he's taken a leaf out of Virat Kohli's book. When he took the catch, he shouted, I would say obscenity. Why would you do that? So that is what I did like, because otherwise he's very calm and composed, and when he walks out, he's like he owns the place. He's that kind of a character, and he gives you the belief. He gives the belief to the entire team. He's a phenomenal player. I hope he doesn't get into these bad habits. That is maybe I'm a bit worried about him, because I'm a great fan of that.
So we're talking about the catches he took and India's fielding. The run out, of course, by Rahul that turned the match on its head. But the fielding itself, we saw, there was a catch dropped in the last game, some fielding mishaps here. We saw an Indian team that we know that can field well. We saw that effort from them, and was actually one of the reasons why India came back as well, because at one point Bangladesh did look like they could cross the line. But it was, of course, Arshdeep Singh's those 2 wickets in that over, which was a good comeback over from him, because he went for a lot of runs in the first over. How do you look at Arshdeep Singh's performance? And then we'll talk about the other bowlers.
See, Arshdeep is a phenomenal. One thing is, it doesn't get ruffled. He bowls and slog overs, you have to have a big heart. You should be very calm and composed, and that is what Arshdeep is. Sure, he can go for a few runs. Anybody can go for a few runs in the slog over, especially in the 20th over. But he's there. And not to forget, he took a good catch. If you could see the face of Rohit Sharma, he had a sigh of relief. He's a good fielder. Why don't you trust him? Sure, he dropped the catch against Pakistan, but that is history. So he's a good enough fielder and very confident fielder. But all in all, fielded magnificently, Team India. The catches which Suryakumar Yadav took, the catch which Deepak Hooda took, it was phenomenal. And the run out by Rahul, Rahul. It was, as you very rightly said, was the turning point in the entire game.
Now, one of the things is, sir, is that now India finds itself right at the top of the table. At one point, you felt that maybe it was not going to be possible in the game. You look at the points table, and India now clearly looking good to qualify for the semi-finals, unless something, something crazy happens with South Africa there as well. But most of these results have gone according to plan, except I think Pakistan losing to Zimbabwe.
Yeah, I think the only team which can pick India from the top position is South Africa if they win the next 2 games. If they win the next 2 games, they will get 9 points. And India, if they win the last game, they'll get to 8 points. So that is the only thing. The South Africa-Pakistan game is very, very vital, that who will top this group. But otherwise, we have already put a foot in the semi-finals. And I think I've got no two ways in thinking that India and South Africa are the 2 teams which are going to qualify from this group.
Also, sir, we've got to give credit to the way Bangladesh bowled right up. I mean, Taskin Ahmed, we know how good a form he's been in, but to be bowling to, some of the world's best batters, and just the way he was bowling, it was phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, and he was troubling KL Rahul. He bowled all 4 overs in one go. That was phenomenal. He bowled in the power play, bowled economically, bowled brilliantly, beat the bat very often. So he bowled very, very well. He showed why he is the second highest wicket taker in this tournament so far. But all in all, good effort from him. But others left lot to be desired, especially somebody like Shakib Hussain, because he was struggling to pick the right areas, because he's worried ball going out to the park. So he's pitching very, very short, which was playing into the hands of the batters.
And what did you make of Ashwin's bowling, sir? 2 overs, 19 runs, economy of 9. How impressed were you by him?
Whom? Sorry, I didn't
Ashwin, Ravichandran Ashwin.
See, Ashwin, as I said, Ashwin bowled 2 overs, Akshar Patel bowled 1 over. And who came to the party? Number 6 bowler, Hardik Pandya. But at least they had a 6th bowler in hand. So you should always play with this team, have 6 bowlers in mind. One bowler can always go for very many. Like Ashwin could not complete his quota of overs, and he is not looking impressive. Let's put it, because ball is not turning. And he is trying to fire the ball in. He's not trying to toss the ball up. Exactly. He's not trying to pick up wickets, because your job as a spinner is to pick up the wickets. Akshar is a different kind of a bowler who fires in and checks the floor from. But whereas Ashwin is concerned, you are neither here nor there. I'm not belittling him, but because he's a great off spinner. He's a legendary off spinner who's got more than 400 test wickets. Why would you try to be a great Anil Kumble when you are a great Ashwin? Why you keep bowling the leg spinners? Why don't you try your normal deliveries, and that might give you better results.
There was a moment in the match where I'm sure you saw that with when Virat Kohli was batting, and there was a no ball bowled, and Shakib Al Hasan walked up to him and they were exchanging some words. What do you think was going on?
Maybe they were exchanging pleasantries. That's all I can say, because you are in Australia. The sledging is part of the game. So from my
there were a lot of smiles there.
Either they're dead or they don't play cricket anymore.
But there were a lot of smiles there. I felt that maybe Shakib wasn't too impressed with Virat Kohli umpiring for himself, and said that if it is a no ball, if the height being an issue, then why don't you let the umpire decide? Why do you?
I think he has a valid point. Sometimes Virat tends to cross the line, because that is his strength. If he doesn't have an argument, that brings out the best in him. He's a bit like Australians. If they don't sledge, they don't play their best cricket. So that is something with Virat. It picks up a kind of a fight, which warms him up, which strengthens him up, which probably brings out the best in Virat Kohli.
How good is this team looking now, sir, after this win, and especially once again in a tense match where it could have gone either way, for you to really be able to grab the big moments, to be able to cross the line?
See, we have played 2 big teams up to now. We've beaten 1 and lost 1. So when the semi-final comes, it can be anybody's team. And we are always the best team in any World Cup. Whichever World Cup we go, Team India is the number 1 team. But it is the semi-finals which we end up losing. So if we go through the semi-final, Neha, I got no doubt in my mind we are winning this T20 World Cup. For the best thing for us to happen is Shami to come in, have now a solid bowling lineup, and Virat Kohli's form. Yeah. So these are 2 things, because we are still struggling with our openers. Okay, KL got run, but they don't fire together in tandem. So it is always Virat who's bailing you out, who's taking his time. It's suiting Virat's style of play also. But the fact is, the openers have to come to the party. 6 overs, we are not going off. We are not picking runs quickly. We are 35, 40. That is all we're going, and losing a wicket. So that is a little bit cause of concern. And if they can fine-tune that, or Rohit Sharma starts getting to the party, then things can be different. But we are, as of now, looking probably the best team in T20.
We are looking good, and some of those visuals I was looking at, and that's why I was smiling. Arshdeep Singh has quite the following. You saw there people wearing Arshdeep Singh's shirt, and why not? What an impressive debut. A man who's been bowling well. I mean, he's young. It's his first time. It's incredible to watch in pressure situation, you know, bowling the last over to be able to hold your nerve, sir. Arshdeep Singh has been brilliant. Yeah, words fail me, you know, as to how good he's been.
See, Neha, we have been talking about Arshdeep Singh before he was made a set in the side, because they were hell-bent on playing Harshal Patel. And it was, thank goodness, that Harshal Patel got injured and Arshdeep got an opportunity and grabbed with both hands. And believe you me, Adelaide, the entire people must be doing bhangla by now, the way he has been bowling. And in entire Australia, there's a lot of fan following for him. And as you very rightly said, people have started wearing his T-shirts. And he needs to realize the more popular you get, the more pressure comes on you.
Okay, we'll wrap this up, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us.
Thank you.
And with that win, India now are at the top of their group and inching closer to that semi-final berth. Hopefully, one more win and India will be through, and that is against Zimbabwe on Sunday. We'll get you all the latest right here on News 9 Sports. So do follow us, subscribe. That's it from us. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.